to fight sicknesses. I was planning to do a video on sourdough, but a wave of sicknesses has been hitting our local communities pretty hard these last few months. It has not been unusual for people to be sick for a couple of weeks or to have the bug hit them a second time or even a third time. As everyone around me was getting sick, I did not until one morning I woke up and noticed that my throat and sinuses felt a little off. Then throughout the day, this baddie really tried to hit hard. I could tell it was an aggressive one, so I had to fight back hard. I was able to beat it in 1.5 days, but it went straight for my lungs and was relentless. This video is going to give you a brief overview of what our household does to combat colds and flus and any other thing that you might be fighting. Again, I'm not prescribing or diagnosing. This video is to let you know what our family has used for years. It is for educational purposes only. Step number 1. When people around you are getting sick, keep your fingers out of your eyes, ears, mouth, and nose. It's easy to infect yourself, and this is usually where the invaders first attack. Step number 2. Pay attention. The second key is to pay attention to the little signs that you might be fighting something. You might feel tired, exhausted, have low energy, an itchy nose or ears, a little sore throat, a headache, burning eyes, pain in the upper jaw while chewing, feeling hot or uncomfortable, having a rumbling or discomfort in your gut or stomach, a decreased appetite, or bad breath. As I tell my kids, if you notice anything being a little off, immediately fight back hard. This is so important. Don't let the invaders get a foothold and take over your body. I can't tell you how many times I went to bed with a little twinge of something being off. I ignored the signs and I woke up sick. Not smart. So hit the sickness hard right at the beginning. Step number 3, hot herbal bath. One of the worst things you can do when fighting a sickness is to allow yourself to get cold or to feel chilled. Fevers help your body fight sicknesses by stimulating the immune system, inhibiting the production of pathogens, and helping the body clean house. So, sometimes it's helpful to force a fever at the beginning of an infection. Hot baths and saunas can help with this, especially when drinking hot herbal tea during the bath or sauna. I like to put herbs in a bath because the skin can absorb certain nutrients. You're basically taking a bath in a really big cup of tea. I often add a variety of herbs to the water, generally 2 to 4 tablespoons. Some of my favorite dried herbs to add to the bath are yarrow, peppermint, thyme, sagebrush, ginger, echinacea, elderflowers, or eucalyptus. You can even open up 2 to 3 herbal tea bags and dump them into the bathtub water. We usually have the person stay in the hot bath until they start to sweat and feel hot. You can often see sweat form on their nose. Remember that it is very important to stay hydrated when you are fighting a sickness, and especially when you have a fever. Hydration in combination with a fever helps heal the body. A dried out body with a fever is a dangerous thing. If a fever gets too high, stay very hydrated and use cold cloths on the body or warm, not hot baths to work with the fever. Step number 4, herbal steam tents. See my video on YouTube about herbal steam tents. During a bad sickness, we do these every morning and evening for several days or even a week until the lungs feel clear and the infection has been conquered. In the case of a really aggressive infection, I have done 3 steam tents a day for several days. Step number 5, herbal snuff. I'm dedicating this section to my friend Carrie. She introduced me to herbal snuff. At first, I was very dubious. I have come to realize that it is an amazing thing and is excellent at fighting infections in the sinuses and throat. I make a blend of powdered herbs, dried herbs, and put an incredibly tiny amount of the powder on the back of my thumb. Then just snuff it up your nose. It will burn like fire for a little bit, but it is so worth the discomfort. I often use the snuff right before going to bed and allow it to run down the back of my throat where infections like to grow. One note is when you take the snuff, it will make you want to sneeze. I pinch my nose when I sneeze so the snuff doesn't get blasted out. You can also mix a little bit in water and gargle with it. Step number 6, neti pots. Many people are familiar with neti pots. We use the soft, squeezable type, not the hard ceramic pots, but either will work. When using the neti pot, we generally put 1 to 2 drops of essential oils in the salt before adding the water. My favorite essential oils to use are eucalyptus or tea tree oil. I've heard many people say that the neti pot freaks them out. They feel like they're drowning. Haha, yes, but I learned a trick. Try talking or singing when you do the neti pot. It sometimes takes your mind off of drowning. This is especially good for kids. Neti pots help hydrate the sinuses and rinse out a lot of gunk. They're a good combination to use with the herbal snuff. Step number 7, salt water gargle. We use this for sore throats. Simply mix a hefty teaspoon of salt or more with a little water and gargle. You can also add a drop of essential oils to the salt. You can also dilute a little bit of the herbal snuff in the water and gargle with it too. Gargling gets to the back of the throat where infections often like to live. Step number 8, oil pulling. Oil pulling is generally done first thing in the morning when you get out of bed. I take a small bit of coconut oil on the tip of a spoon and I press a small hole in the middle where I add 1 drop of oregano or thyme essential oil. I then put all of this in my mouth and swish for about 15 minutes. You can really tell if there's something brewing in your throat or sinuses while swishing. It will burn. It can help fight infections a lot too. Step number 9, diffusers. This is a machine that you can purchase online or at a store. You can add a small amount of water or a few drops of essential oils into the inner chamber. The machine diffuses the essential oils into the air with the mist. We often run these in our bedrooms at night during sicknesses. It makes a big difference in how long an infection lasts. My favorite oils to add to the diffuser are cinnamon, eucalyptus, camphor, tea tree oil, or lemon. Step number 10, sleep. I've heard that you only heal while you sleep. Sleep is incredibly important while fighting a sickness. Kids often fight sleep, but even a nap helps. Step number 11, take care of your ears. Infections like to grow in ears, so when fighting a sickness, we usually use a dropper bottle and fill it with clear rum or vodka. You can also add a little golden seal tincture to the alcohol, or even white vinegar in a pinch. Many people like to use hydrogen peroxide, but I'm not a big fan of hydrogen peroxide and will only use it if it's all I have. Using the dropper, fill the ear canal with the liquid and allow it to stay in the ears for 30 seconds. Then tip your head to the side, catching the liquid that comes out of your ear with a paper towel. Repeat this 2 or 3 times for each ear. We use this as needed or when you get an itch in your ear. After using the drops, your ear will sting and burn if there's an infection in it, but the alcohol really helps. You can also rub essential oils around the outside of the ear and on the ear itself. Never drop essential oils into the ear canal. Very dangerous. The essential oils I like to use on the outside of the ear or on the ear are oregano, thyme, cinnamon, camphor, clove, eucalyptus, and tea tree oil. You will need to dilute these oils because they are hot oils, especially the oregano, thyme, cinnamon, and clove. And you use a little bit of olive oil or another type of oil like coconut oil to dilute the oils, or they will burn the skin. Step number 12, essential oils. Essential oils can offer a lot of benefits in fighting infection and reducing inflammation. I especially like to put a few drops of essential oils on the spine. Rub them in and then put cold pressed castor oil on the spine also. Pathogens often like the nerves in the spine, and the spine has an impact on the entire body. So keeping it healthy is beneficial in fighting sicknesses and inflammation. You can also put essential oils over the lungs, throat, and anywhere there is pain or inflammation. Step 13, eye rinse. Dr. Christopher has an eye rinse that can be put in a small glass or plastic eye cup. The tea is put in the cup. The cup is held tightly over one eye, the head is tipped back, and with the eye open, look all around and let the tea wash the eyeball. Eyes and the sinuses are all connected, so it isn't unusual to do an eye wash and then have your nose start to run. And infections can also start in the eyes. Step number 14, raw crushed garlic. Crushed raw garlic is very helpful to take when you are fighting sicknesses. It can be mixed in a small amount of water or juice, or even mixed with a little honey or peanut butter. Anything to get it in you. We usually take 1 to 2 cloves at night before bed so it doesn't give you garlic breath all day. Here are a few other things that can be very helpful in fighting pathogens and infections. Eat fresh herbs because they contain natural essential oils and minerals. Keep a positive attitude. Negative attitudes affect the body negatively and can reduce its ability to heal. Homeopathics can be very helpful with sicknesses. Oscillococcium is particularly helpful for flus. Make sure you're getting lots of beneficial probiotics in your diet. Exercise and keep moving. Bounce on a mini trampoline. This helps keep your lymphatics moving because it helps your body get rid of toxins. Get fresh air. Go for a walk if possible. Breathe deeply. Warm herbal teas and medicinal tinctures can help fight infections. Stay hydrated. Get ample soluble fiber to help toxins leave the body. Psyllium husk fiber, soaked oatmeal, and sprouted beans are good sources. Be a healthy weight. If there's less of you, there's less your body has to protect. Don't eat sugar. Sugar has been found to reduce your immune system, feed pathogens, weaken adrenals, and increase toxicity. Keep your diet light and easy to digest while fighting sicknesses. Supplements such as vitamin C, zinc, quercetin, and echinacea, osha, golden seal, colloidal silver, elderberry, etc. can all be helpful in fighting pathogens. And last of all, remember, nail the infection hard at the very beginning and don't give up for a few days or more until it's definitely conquered. These things can have a nasty habit of coming back, so be persistent and cover all your bases.